Radha Madhava Kunj Vihari Radha Madhava Kunj Vihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yamuna Tera Vanatari Yamuna Tera Vanatari Radha Madhava Kunj Vihari Radha Madhava Kunj Vihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yamuna Tera Vanatari Yamuna Tera Vanatari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Daim Supad Paramahamsa Sri Bragacharya Stotra Satta Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Charabai Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Skandi Biti Saundaracharya Divine Grace Sri Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Sri Hridayas Thakur Ki Prem Sikaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Radhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopagopinath Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Sri Vrindavan Tiradham Ki Sri Dwarka Dham Ki Sri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Sri Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Sri Mayapur Chandra Mandir Ki Gangamai Jamunai Ki Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Samavata Bhakti Vrinda Ki Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai Shri Sri Nikai Ki Jai Shri Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi Ki Jai Shri Krishna Balaram Ki Jai Shri Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Sri Radha Madhavi Ki Jai Shri Sri Radha Madhavi Ki Danny Taiko the Pimanan All bloodies to be assembled. All bloodies to be assembled. All bloodies to be assembled. All bloodies to Sri Guru, to Sri Gauranga. All bloodies to Sri Guru. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Yakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadaki Swapadam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jita Parakamam Sri Gurun Vaisnavam Sya Sri Rupam Sahajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vansakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Dharam Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayana Rishi, the Supremost Human Being, unto Mother Saraswati, the Goddess of Learning, and unto Sri Vyasa Devi, the author. Nasta Prayasabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed practically concealed, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, whose praise with transcendental songs becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Shamitam Uttama Charitam Sakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreyasaya Lokasya Dhanyam Swasya Namaha. This Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantaraj, king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God, Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Shradhyaya Namaha. 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 Mukam karoti vasaram pangum nangayate vinna yatripatamaham bande Shri Guru Vinataram. Yatripatamaham bande Shri Guru Vinataram. Hare Krishna. Today we continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2. Chapter 1, entitled The First Step for God Realization. Looking at the Vaishnava calendar, today is the appearance of Sri Purushottam Das Thakur. Sri Purushottam Das Thakur Prabhu Ki Jai. Purushottam Das Thakur. We'll try this again, just one more time. Purushottam Vasa Thakura. Okay. Yeah. Let's see if we can. Yes. Just a few references are here in the database. Naturally, from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And the Adi Lila, there is mentioned here. Adi Lila 1139, the expansions of Lord Chaitanya. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhashya, Sadashiva, Kaviraj, and Nagara Purushottama, who were father and son, are described in the Chaitanya Bhagavat as Maha Bhagyavan, greatly fortunate. They belong to the Vaidya caste of physicians. The text 156 of the Gora Brahmodesha Dipika says that Chandravali, a most beloved gopi of Krishna's, later took birth as Sadashiva Kaviraj. In text 194 and 200, it is said that from Sadi Sena, the father of Sadashiva Kaviraj, was formerly the gopi named Ratnavali in Krishna's pastimes. All the family members of Sadashiva Kaviraj were great devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Purushottam Das Thakur sometimes lived in Shukasagara near the Chakadaha and Simurali railway stations. I don't know where that is. All the deities installed by Purushottam Thakur were formerly situated in Beledanga Gram, but when the temple was destroyed, the deities were brought to Sukkasagara. When that temple merged into the bed of the Ganges, the deities were brought with Janavi Mata's deity to Saha Padanga Vedigram. Since that place also has been destroyed, all the deities are now situated in a village named Chandude Grama, which is situated 1 mile up from Palapada, as referred to above. And the following text, text 40. Andhra Putra Mahashaya Sri Kanu Thakur Yandra Dehe Rahe Krishna Premamrita Pura. Sri Kanu Thakur, a very respectable gentleman, was the son of Purushottam Das Thakur. He was such a great devotee that Lord Krishna always lived in his body. In the purport, more information here. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhashya, to go to the headquarters of Kanu Thakur, one has to proceed by boat from the Jikara Ghat station to the river known as Kapotaksha. Otherwise, if one goes about 2 or 2.5 miles from the Jikara Ghatsa station, he can see Bodhakhana, the headquarters of Kanu Thakur. The son of Sadashiva was Purushottam Thakur, whose appearance is today, and his son was Kanu Thakur. The descendants of Kanu Thakur know Purushottam Thakur as Nagara Purushottam. So Nagara Purushottam and Thakur are the same person. That's a bit more clear. He was a cowherd boy named Dama. There's Sudama and Dama. During Krishna Lila, it is said that just after the birth of Kanu Thakur, his mother Janava died. When he was about 12 years old, Sri Nityananda Prabhu took him to his home at Kadadaha. It is ascertained that Kanu Thakur was born sometime in the Bengali year 942, AD 1535. It is said that he took birth on the Rath Yatra day. Because he was a great devotee of Lord Krishna from the very beginning of his life, Sri Nityananda Prabhu gave him the name Shishu Krishnadas. When he was 5 years old, he went to Vrindavan with Janava Mata and the Goswamis. Upon seeing the ecstatic symptoms of Kanu Thakur, gave him the name Kanai Thakur. Yeah, Kanai Thakur. One devotee. Kanai Thakur. Both Purushottam Thakur and Kanu Thakur, or Kanai Thakur, had many disciples from Brahma families. Most of the disciplic descendants of Kanu Thakur now reside in the village named Gadabeta by the river Shilavati in the Midnapur district. Midnapur district is district of Prabhu Nityananda. Prabhu Nityananda is from Midnapur district. Kanai Thakur, very nice name. Kanu Thakur, Kanai Thakur, son of Purushottam. Yeah. Jai Sri Purushottam Das Thakur Prabhu Ki Jai. Okay, our text today. Text 24.
Text.
This one. Okay. Yeah. Text 24. You have to hold like this. Hold on. Ini Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter ini 1 and 24. Text 24. Canto number 2, chapter 1, entitled The First Step in God Realization, text 24. Yeah. Visheshas tasya deho yam stavistas cha staviyasam yatredam vyajate vishwam bhutam bhavyam bhavach cha sat visheshas tasya dehoyam stavistas cha staviyasam yatredam vyajate vishwam bhutam bhavyam bhavat chasat visheshas tasya dehoyam stavistas cha staviyasam yatredam vyajate vishwam bhutam bhavyam bhavat chasat visheshas tasya dehoyam stavistas cha stavishyasam yatredam vyajate vishwam bhutam bhavyam bhavat chasat visheshastasya dehoyam stavistascha stavishyasam yatredam vyajate vishwam bhutam bhavyam bhavat chasat. Visheshaha personal tasya his dehaha body ayam this stavishtaha grossly material cha and staviyasam of all matter yatra wherein idam all these phenomena vyajate is experienced vishwam universe bhutam past bhavyam future bhavat present cha and sat resultant. Translation purport by the Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. This gigantic manifestation of the phenomenal material world as a whole is the personal body of the Absolute Truth, wherein the universal resultant past, present, and future of material time is experienced. Kind of repeat after me. This gigantic manifestation of the phenomenal material world as a whole is the personal body of the Absolute Truth, wherein the universal resultant past, present, and future of material time is experienced. Report. Anything, either material or spiritual, is but an expansion of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 13:13, the omnipotent Lord has his transcendental eyes, heads, and other bodily parts distributed everywhere. He can see, hear, touch, or manifest himself anywhere and everywhere, for he is present everywhere as the super soul of all infinitesimal souls, although he has his particular abode in the absolute world. The relative world is also his phenomenal representation, because it is nothing but an expansion of his transcendental energy. Although he is in his abode, his energy is distributed everywhere, just as the sun is localized as well as expanded everywhere, since the rays of the sun, being non-different from the sun, are accepted as expansions of the sun disk. In the Vishnu Purana 1:22-52, it is said that as fire expands its rays and heat from one place, similarly, the Supreme Spirit, the Personality of Godhead, expands himself by his many-fold energy everywhere and anywhere. The phenomenal manifestation of the gigantic universe is only a part of his Virat body. Less intelligent men cannot conceive of the transcendental, all spiritual form of the Lord, but they are astounded by his different energies. Just as the Aborigines are struck with wonder by the manifestation of lightning, a gigantic mountain, or a hugely expanded banyan tree. The Aborigines praise the strength of the tiger and the elephant because of their superior energy and strength. The Asuras cannot recognize the existence of the Lord, although there are vivid descriptions of the Lord in the revealed scriptures. Although the Lord incarnates and exhibits his uncommon strength and energy, and although he is accepted as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by learned scholars and saints like Vyasadeva, Narada, Asita, and Devala in the past, and by Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, as also by the Acharyas like Shankara, Ramanuja, Madhva, and Lord Sri Chaitanya in the modern age. The Asuras do not accept any evidential proof from the revealed scriptures, nor do they recognize the authority of the great acharyas. They want to see with their own eyes at once. Therefore, they can see the gigantic body of the Lord as Virat, which will answer their challenge. And since they are accustomed to paying homage to superior material strength like that of the tiger, elephant, and lightning, they can offer respect to the Virat Rupa. Lord Krishna, by the request of Arjuna, exhibited his Virat Rupa for the Asuras. A pure devotee of the Lord, being accustomed to looking into such a mundane, gigantic form of the Lord, requires special vision for that purpose. The Lord therefore favored Arjuna with special vision for looking into his Virat Rupa, which is described in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. This Virat Rupa of the Lord was especially manifested not for the benefit of Arjuna, but for that unintelligent class of men who accept anyone and everyone as an incarnation of the Lord, and so mislead the general mass of people. For them, the indication is that one should ask the chief incarnation to exhibit his Virat Rupa and thus be established as an incarnation. The Virat Rupa manifestation of the Lord is simultaneously a challenge to the atheists and a favor for the Asuras, who can think of the Lord as Virat and thus gradually cleanse the dirty things from their hearts in order to become qualified to actually see the transcendental form of the Lord in the near future. This is a favor of the all-merciful Lord to the atheists and the gross materialists. Translation again. This gigantic manifestation of the phenomenal material world as a whole is the personal body of the Absolute Truth, wherein the universal resultant past, present, and future of material time is experienced. Papa gives quite a long purport on this subject matter. So for those whose consciousness is sufficiently purified and who cannot appreciate the transcendental form of the Lord, he exhibits his energy, his potencies, and this cosmic manifestation, the whole cosmic manifestation, material creation, which is beyond our understanding, beyond our ability to comprehend, is a manifestation of the Lord's inconceivable potencies. So, important point made here at the end of the purport. Prabhupada explains how the Virat Rupa is simultaneously a challenge to the atheists and a favor to the asuras. Everyone in the material world is under the stringent law of material nature. And at times we see, especially in our modern times, great calamity is taking place in the world due to not acknowledging, not accepting, not surrendering to the higher authority. That is our problem. When we become independent, too independent, and fail to see our actual position as menial servants of Krishna, meant to engage in his service, meant to be engaged in his mission. When our consciousness becomes polluted due to pride, then we cannot see or understand things properly. So therefore, those who are too materialistic, they must learn the hard way. They must, as Prabhupada would explain, they must experience the constant battering of the material energy. Battering means to be injured. Sometimes in the family, the husband will physically hit the wife or the children, will injure them physically. which is actually a crime, and for which they will suffer. So, living entity in the material world is constantly battered by the material energy. Ultimately due to our having become rebellious to our actual nature and position in the material world. So in other words, we need to learn how to properly recognize our very insignificant position. We need to understand how small and insignificant we are. And for those whose consciousness is still not sufficiently purified, Krishna teaches us in so many different ways so that we can gradually wake up to the to our real position or nature. So this one could speak a lot more in detail regarding this subject matter, but this last line summarizes this virat or material form of the Lord is meant to gradually cleanse the dirty things from the hearts of those who are still contaminated in order to become qualified to actually see the transcendental form of the Lord in the near future. Yes. So this is the translation again, the text 24. We're here in Navadvip Dham, and we can hear in the background these are bhajans chanted early, following in the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who in the early morning would go with his associates from village to village chanting the holy name and induce people to take up to the chanting the holy name. So the translation, this gigantic manifestation of the phenomenal material world as a whole is the personal body of the absolute truth, wherein the universal resultant past, present, and future of material time is experienced. So it is a lesson to take from both the text and the purport, is that we must constantly be on our guard to work at purifying our consciousness. For those whose consciousness is too blurred, too contaminated, they can only begin to understand not directly the Lord. They can understand the Lord through his through this Virat Rupa, this material manifestation. Is one of the tattvas. One of the three tattvas. Krishna has three main tattvas that are described by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Dasamula Tattva. First tattva is that he is the Param Tattva, the supreme absolute truth. Param Tattva. And second tattva is he is Shaktiman. Shaktiman. All energies emanate, as mentioned here, all material and spiritual energies emanate from the Supreme Lord. So he is Param Tattva, Shaktiman. We experience, especially those who are more materialistic, they can only learn the hard way through different manifestations of the Lord's powerful material energy, which is an expansion of the Lord's internal potency. And the third tattva is the Lord is known as Rasa Samudra, Param Tattva, Shaktiman, source of all Shakti energies, external, internal, marginal, and Rasa Samudra. He is an ocean of transcendental mellows. He's an ocean of transcendental mellows that can only be properly understood or experienced by those who are purified in consciousness. And Prabhupada concludes that it is only when one becomes qualified, qualified means cleansed of the dirty things within the heart that one will be able to actually see the transcendental form of the Lord in the near future. Okay. Proceed. Jai Granth Raj Bhagavatam ki Jai Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Gaura Premanand.